every now and then, but they've opened up the top tier, so the nosebleed sections are ready and roaring. Whether they can see anything or not remains to be seen, but we are underway. We can see it because we're courtside.
And this should be an absolute cracker of a game. Speaking with the Perth coaching staff, they know they've got to match the bigs for Adelaide. That's a big concern, of course, with Matty Knight out of the lineup as we see a nice little drive there.
Perth getting themselves underway through the skipper. We talked to him pre-game. The pass inside's good from Gibson. Spin move even better by Brock Nodum, but tapped away from Jervis on the break. Oh, great steal, Gibson. Got it out of the hands of Daniels and then finds the lay-in.
Yeah, tough finish there by Adam Gibson. It's what Damien Martin was talking about. He does lead this team. He's a good defender. Both of them are fantastic defenders. Just gets his hands in the lane and both captains on the board.
So Beale matched up with Gibson. Nodum comes out to lend some support, and then the opening is there, but good hands from Nodum and the defenders. Here's Jamar Wilson, loving his game this season and loving that fadeaway 2 points.
Well, Jamar Wilson would have been looking forward to this game. He's the only player in the league to have scored 20 points twice against the Perth Wildcats this season, so he likes playing against them and has played very well with 26 and 20 points in the 2 games so far.
Jermaine Beale gets some handy confidence with a long bomb. Interesting stat is that Joey Wright, such a great coach, has lost his last 9 games here in Perth, hasn't won since he was coaching Gold Coast back in 2011. It was Feb 2011. It's a long time as Beale has the hot hands for a moment. Creek.
Team, which just has to keep winning to stay in the top 4.
Mitch Creek drops the second, and you'll hear throughout the broadcast our referees are mic'd up for this game. So too the coaches will get all the emotions of this Friday night classic as Martin tries from outside, rattles around, comes into the hands nicely to Sean Redditch, and he drops in a 2.
Nice tip there by Tom Jervis, keeping the ball active. Redditch there to clean up.
Here's Gibson, the little jump up from the corner, doesn't go, onto it quickly. Wilson, the flow.
Delay game. Brock Nodum just going up, tapping the ball after it had gone through. Just stopping Perth from getting the ball out quickly and getting it down the court.
7 plays 7. A great start to this game as Redditch decides to go.
Just overcooked it by about a metre or so.
So still 7 apiece. Wilson to Gibson, hand in the face from Beale. Here's Petrie, 12 on the shot clock. Wilson behind the back with pop it for 3.
Yeah, if he'd just flared a little bit, and that's when you're driving in, you've got to try and get to the open spot. Peach probably just went in line with the defenders there and made it a real tough pass for Jamar Wilson.
The double team was nearly good, and Damien Martin found DeAndre.
Cannot give DeAndre a lane like that. He flushes it home. Nice finish on the end of that one for DeAndre.
And a good 2-pointer there for Adam Gibson.
Adam Gibson will be pretty happy with his start so far. Up to 4 already. His 2 games against Perth so far, he's only had 2 points and 10 points on 3 of 23 shooting. So he's off to a great start, as is Sean Redditch as he knocks down a big 3.
The veteran here in front of his hometown fans. Been here 10 years, Sean Redditch, and his mum has arrived for the first time ever. She's seeing him play live in a Perth Wildcats singlet. We might try and catch up with her throughout the nights if we can find her in amongst 13,000 people. As Petrie drops in a 2, here's Redditch. Could return a little bit earlier, although the Cats have got a pretty tough run over the next 8 days. They play 4 games, including one against Melbourne here again. Great ball movement again. Nice. Petrie is upstairs.
Nice dunk there from Anthony Petrie. Doesn't get up above the ring heaps these days, but just to show he can do it, he does. Nice pass there too from Mitch Creek. That's going to be a huge out for the Perth Wildcats. Matty Knight, he's averaging 14 points and 12.5 rebounds against Adelaide. He does.
The foul again. And interestingly, the Perth Wildcats haven't been great starters in games in their last 5. They've lost their last 5 first quarters. So they really need to get a wriggle on here.
They haven't lost back-to-back games this season either as yet. They lost their last game to Cairns, so with the odds, you'd expect them to bounce back, especially here in Perth Arena. They play so well at this venue. Looking at their depth, they've got a few new inclusions. We've talked about some of the outs that they've...
As Mitch Creek is back at the line. That one rattles around. Redditch will take the rebounds. The double team comes straight away. The pass is good to Hire. First possession for him. Into Beale to Redditch, who started brilliantly. Sinks it into the post. Redditch will have to shoot away because 7 on the shot clock, and that one rattled around. Modem getting amongst the boards. He's being a real presence in this game as Creek decides to take on Hire. He's looking really aggressive. We've inspired him, Brett Martin. We got him on camera early, and now he's up and about in this game. 2 points for him, 16-14 to score.
He doesn't mind the camera, Mitch, either. He doesn't mind getting in front of it, but he's very good value. He's playing well. When he's been healthy this year, he's been very effective for the Adelaide 36ers.
The outlet good. Modem will have to score. The pressure good from Wagstaff, and he does get the rebound as well on the break. Hire keen to get it. Beale in the corner was covered, and they'll reset it. 18 on the shot clock. Tees will try and take him on. Good defence, stopping him getting into the lane. They find Redditch, and then he loses. The Creek is everywhere.
Some real good patches of defence here. Wagstaff on the last play was very good, and Brennan Tees, Mitch Creek teaming up on that one there, which led to a nice little lay-in for Brock Modem.
So 18 plays 14. 4 points that margin. Here's Redditch. Wants the hand off to Hire. Into the key he goes, and there's a foul there.
Last game against the 36ers, he had 20 points. Perfect 7 of 7 from the field, 5 of 5 3-pointers.
Lots of pushing and shoving. You can hear the refs in the background. Redditch from outside 3, a little strong. Modem, another rebound for him. Body's flying over as Crawford ends up on the ground. Modem gets to hand it off to a guard. And Tees lost possession. It slipped out of his hands. Here's Crawford, long way out. Bombs away. That would have been handy. Oh, again, Modem. Strong work, Brock. And didn't finish the play.
Adelaide with a much taller lineup with Luke Schenscher, as we see. Jermaine Beale knocked down a 3. Adelaide with Luke Schenscher and Brock Modem in have the height advantage over Wagstaff and Sean Redditch. You'd expect them to go inside and try and utilise that height advantage.
Modem has 5 rebounds to his name already.
When he was injected into the 36ers lineup, he's really, and the team have really turned it around as well.
He's 2 of 5 from the field. He's got a couple of free throws. He's 6 points, but more importantly, 5 rebounds. As Beale finds Martin. Wilson trailing him. The pass down to the post, good. Daniels double team. Martin, will he be tempted? He is. Battled around again. Wagstaff, good rebound.
Unlucky on that occasion, just rimmed out.
Here we go now, red ball.
So the pass in is to Beale. 13 on the shot clock. It's been a thrilling first term as it's 20 plays 17. It's Adelaide in the lead. Yu to Beale. He's
counting down. Jermaine Beale takes his tally to 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line.
Schenscher was mild dog. Good little give and go, and Schenscher finishes with the dunk. This is quality stuff from Adelaide. They've come to play.
Nice pass there too. Perth with a real small unit on the court at the moment.
Daniels gets some space, tries to shoot.
Ready, guys?
The inbound comes from Beale. Good little pass, and off the glass was Wagstaff. Didn't get it. There's Hire. That's his strength.
Wagstaff will go to the line for 2. It's been talk about both teams talking to some possible replacements for their injured players. Of course, BJ Anthony. Will Adelaide replace him? The name that keeps popping up for both teams is Daniel Johnson. See for Adelaide how they could potentially look longer term, offer him a 2 to 3 year deal. He'd slot very nicely into this Perth team as well.
The pass to the top of the key was to Modem. Schenscher, great ball movement from Adelaide. They're really up and about. Schenscher decides to go at himself, and a little hook shot is even better for 2 points.
I'd really like to see Perth with this smaller lineup really get up the court and try and get those fast breaks against the bigger opponents in Modem and Shencher. Make them run the court.
Closing down a quarter time. Yu was perfect in his last game and he remains that way. With a nice little swish from the elbow. Here's Wilson again. He shoots away. He'll get the crumbs.
Go somewhere else. Guard Bill, make that a two-shooter.
Joey Wright having his say. Wagstaff drives in towards the key. Doesn't go. Creek will have to go up against 4. He's got Martin there, and it's always a tough ask to take on Damien Martin. Great steal. Here's Beal. Wagstaff loves it from there. Swish it goes.
Can't give Jesse Wagstaff the wide open 3. I was out here before the game. He was knocking down 10, 15 in a row on a regular basis. Very good spot-up shooter.
The pass inside was good to Gibson. He wasn't fouled, said the referee. He falls to the ground. Martin gathers it. Again, Wagstaff. That one doesn't go. Good body in front by Modem. Important stage right now. Less than 20 seconds remaining. The Cats have stolen the lead by 1. And Adelaide will have last possession. Creek inside. Shencher came off a few hands. Gibson decides to shoot with 5 on the clock. Oh, well done. And both these teams have served it up very nicely to start. 28 plays 27, one of the better quarters, you'd have to say, this season. As Jamar Wilson takes it inside the paint. His little fadeaway doesn't go. Look at that. 3 or 4 Wildcats all keen to get that defensive rebound.
Yeah, good blocking out. Really high quality quarter there in the first quarter. 27-28. It looks like we're going to be in for another high-scoring game with these two teams. Perth Wildcats in the last game scored 97 points in their win against Adelaide, their highest score of the season. So they'll be looking to get it up.
Here's Modem. He's from outside. He can do it inside and out. Brock Modem showing what he's all about in this game. Here's Wagstaff. Says, I'll get a 2. Sliding in and off the glass. That first quarter was the first time both teams have scored at least 27 points in the first term ever at the Perth Arena. So productive stuff.
Nice shot there by Adam Gibson. Tough little one there. We see Wagstaff really getting in amongst it at the moment. I really like that recognition from the Wildcats, really trying to push it back at Adelaide with their taller lineup on the court. They can also in the half court just look to expose them on the outside a little bit, take them out, take them off the dribble. Bring Luke Shencher out to 20, 25 feet and Brock Modem and see if they can stay with him off the dribble.
So Gibson has it now. 2 points the margin. Shencher has been damaging inside the paint. He wants it back again. Sees a mismatch, then feeds it to Gibson. Right behind it. So the inbound comes from Redditch. Still a 2-point ball game. Over enjoying all the action on 1.
Normally expect Adam Gibson to knock that open 3 down. He's only 2 of 14 against Perth from outside the arc so far, just struggling a little bit with his long-range bombs.
Well, Jesse Wagstaff's very keen to muscle in on Shencher. Daniels will go to the line, and while Daniels goes to the line, Joey Wright joins us. Joey, great start from both teams, in particular your boys away from home.
Decisions out there. We're being aggressive on offense and defense and taking chances. So I like the way we're playing now.
Looks like you're really looking to go inside, Joey, with the bigs, with Shencher and Brock Modem.
What you have to do, or is it all about just game by game?
No, we haven't mentioned that at all. We're trying to win games right now, and that's the most important thing.
Beautiful. Thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate it, Joey Wright. He's had a couple where he's missed through a hamstring injury. Such a productive player.
Most of those 15 games have either been led by Brock Modem or Jamar Wilson. Very consistent at attacking the rim. A lot of the other Adelaide players kind of float in and out of the games offensively, but those two are very consistent threats for the 36ers.
Here's Jervis. Good pass to Martin. Tries to find a gap. A little juggle from Yu. 4 on the shot clock. Someone has to shoot. Daniels does get it up. and rattles around Redditch, trying to keep it alive. Had the longer arms than Tees. He gets himself into trouble. Gave it off to Jervis. Nice floater from Jervis for 2.
Yeah, good hustle there. Good rebound there from Redditch. Nice little dish off to Tom Jervis, charging down the lane, and a good little lay-in by him. Perth Wildcats have got 12 boards to Adelaide's 15, but they're getting some real key boards that are leading to some easy buckets.
Here's Modem, great feed inside again. Petrie always finishes off the glass. And that combination is working a treat, and then they're throwing Shenser in as well, so damaging inside the paint right now, Adelaide, and so too Perth. Good little pass inside. He sealed it nicely, Sean Redditch for the 2.
Yeah, Sean Redditch has come to play tonight, that's for sure. He's getting some real good seals in under the bucket, getting himself open, getting some good feeds, as well as Petrie misses from downtown.
Outlet's good. Petrie up against Jervis. Jervis will lay it in. The Peach didn't want any piece of that. He just said, you can go all the way, big man.
And that's the difference. You see a similar scenario at the other end when you've got Damien Martin at the defensive end. He manages to get his hand on that, disrupt the shot, whereas Petrie just let Jervis go through the lane, and a nice little finish by the big fella.
Well, it's high scoring, Brett, as Daniels bombs away. Shenser.
Yeah, that's what we've got to dry that up. They're getting too many easy points in the paint, so that's been a focus now, and hopefully we can carry on these stops.
Looks like it's a pretty frenetic pace there, Trevor. You're trying to push the ball back at the taller Adelaide team.
We just hope we can get some stops. We've got some fresh legs we can use, so... Tommy! All right, got to go.
Good on you, Trev. Well done. Got to go. Very frustrated with that passage of play, but Adelaide have been loving it as Daniels finishes his play with a 2.
2 nice drives. First one by Mitch Creek, a tough finish on the end. And DeAndre Daniels just slicing and dicing through the middle there to finish with a nice little 2 as well.
4 points still that margin. Modem sees some space, decides to tap it in on the second attempt, and he does. I'm really liking his game. Starting to really show me why he's done a little bit of time in the NBA Summer League.
Yeah, he's really picked it up these last couple of weeks, been a big threat, given a good target, and finishing off really well around the bucket as well. As we've seen in this game, he can certainly step out of the 3 as well and knock that down.
The pass into the corner is good. Beal, the shot wasn't so good. As the outlet is good to Creek. No, when it goes to that high shot again, I want you to take us through a little bit of what a player's thinking, because it really gives us a great insight into how they set up an offense, spacing, and where players move. We'll do that very, very soon as Daniels has it. 17 on the shot clock. He shoots early. Here's Damien Martin. Picks up the crumps, goes to the post, gets it back again.
Great offensive rebounder, Damien Martin. He's averaging 5 rebounds a game this season, so very productive as we see Brock Modem streak ahead for an easy 2.
That's what he's got to do. He can score underneath, he can score from the 3-point line, and he runs the lanes hard as Jervis feeds it into.
Getting to the bucket nice and easy as well off their drive. So both teams offensively are playing well, but you would like as a coach to see those defensive efforts pick up a little bit. But it's a hectic pace, and I think that is going to favour Perth, just because Adelaide have only got 9 on the road, they've only got the 4 subs, so Perth have got probably a little bit more juice up their sleeve.
Well, Mel Marsh is covering this game on the sidelines. Mel, what have you got for us?
The crowd here, Lockie, is absolutely fantastic for the NBL.
Hey, Mel, do you think you'd be able to walk all the steps all the way up to the top
Right
without puffing?
Right now, no chance whatsoever.
Oh, come on, you're a basketball superstar. You should be fit.
No way. Not right now anyway.
A little out of shape, Mel Marsh. Well, there you go. Wagstaff has it to Jervis. Now to Beal. Double team comes from Shenser. He's trying to get round the big man. Good defense by Shenser, and then double team was great from Adam Gibson. On the break he comes. Tees, will he pop it? Yes, he does. And he's
seen, that's for sure. They do a really good job. We saw just on the end of that Trevor Gleeson mentioning, don't run next to your play, get in front of him, and then you'll have a much better chance on that defensive transition trying to stop him.
So Wagstaff, little handoff to Damien Martin. Goes with the floater off the glass. It was a little strong. Here they go again. They found a weakness in Perth on this.
Back at 2 nice free throws from Jamar Wilson. They've slotted into a little half-court trap.
Here's Wagstaff. trying to force it inside the paint and create something. Doesn't go, so Martin now has it. Thought they were passing to Beal, but it was Wagstaff inside the Jervis, keeping it alive. Schencher, good game from him. Takes another rebound. He's up to 4 or 5 now as Wilson decides to pop it for 3. Always in the groove.
He is. He shakes his head as he runs back down. He's feeling real good tonight. Jamal Wilson takes his tally to 11 points. 36 is in a zone here.
Here's Daniels, has to go with the fadeaway. Oh, that's a nice shot too. The quality of basketball is superb. So we settle into it now with a 6-point margin closing in on halftime. And halftime we'll catch up with a cricketing sensation. We'll have a bit of a chat to him about the... He'll sit down. He's got 3 fouls, so a little bit of a concern late in this second term. He'll rest it up now till halftime.
36 is in that half-court trap. Doesn't look like they're looking to trap out of it, just trying to waste some time with that, dropping back into this 2-3 zone, but way too easy for Jesse Wagstaff as he drives past Brock Modem.
This is the most aggressive I've seen Jesse Wagstaff this season. He really is trying to make a point. He's got 11 points to his name so far. His team's a little concerned, I would have to say, about the scoreline. It's Adelaide of 55 to 51. They are the most attacking team in the competition. Even when they were losing games, they were scoring big totals.
Yeah, they've averaged the most points per any team this season in the 90s, but unfortunately for them, they have to just cramp down at the defensive end, but this is certainly a little in their favour. They're used to scoring lots of points. They just have to cut Perth's chances down.
So Crawford passes in the post, receives it back, goes again to Schencher. He's got 3 against him, and one of them's Damien Martin. Kept it alive, the Big Red. Did well. Crawford bumped out of court. Gibson from the corner. That would have been something special. And Damien Martin, wow, he's doing it all. That is a spot-on pass. Although just ran over the line was Redditch. He'll step out to the 3, works his way into the key. Martin sliding through the middle. Oh.
Don't have as many bodies that they can keep throwing in. Perth can just send a big rotation through, keep the bodies fresh, whereas Adelaide, with those 4 subs, they're only using 3 at the moment. Tom Daly hasn't seen any court time as yet. They're going to get tired very quickly running at this pace.
So Redditch has dropped the first to trim it back to 2. So Sean Redditch is up to 13 points. Wagstaff with 11, Daniels 10, Beal 10. It's lots of points in the first half of basketball from one team. Modem 13, 11 for Wilson and 6 and 10, or 10 for Creek and 6 for Gibson. Here's Wilson, been terrific. 2, who's got those long arms. He crept around. Jamal Wilson, 13 points, 3 of 7 from the... Does go to the line, the best foul shooter in the Perth Wildcats team. Shoots it at 80%. 83%. I ripped off a couple of percent for him, but he's at 83%. Sees Jesse Wagstaff, and he's closing in on that. That's how well he's playing. Here's Wilson. 30 seconds left in this game. The pass is good. Crawford needs to get that for confidence. Doesn't go. Modem tried to take the rebound. Redditch comes down with it. Daniels slows it down. Trevor Gleeson saying, let's set something up. We've got one more play in us as we head to half-time. Martin around tees. Martin with the inbounds. Good defence so far by Adelaide. Time ticking away. The pass inside was dangerous, but trapped by Jervis. Then he loses possession. Comes into the hands underneath the basket. And the coaches, as we get this second half underway, that first half, Brett Maher, the second highest scoring first half in NBL history in the 40-minute game.
Wow. Yeah, both coaches we listened to there, extremely happy with the offensive outputs. As you were talking about how they're going to guard that post entry, the Adelaide player seems to be staying on the wing. They're just going to go in and out and try and get a hand on that one, as Adelaide have moved to a zone to start the second half.
And Sean Redditch gets him underway. It's Redditch, Martin, Jervis, Beal and Daniels for the Perth Wildcats. Gibson leading the charge for Adelaide, hoping to keep themselves in the playoff hunt, along with Tees, Wilson, Modem and Petrie, as Gibson's long bomb doesn't go. Well done, Petrie, underneath the basket, strong as you like.
Good hustle there from Anthony Petrie. If they keep going at this pace, you can expect to see a few of the jump shots, especially late in the game, pull up a bit short as the legs get a bit tired. We saw the Adelaide team eating bananas, having their fluids at that halftime. It's going to be key to keep fluids going in.
There's Beale's shot, was a little strong. Jervis with the longer arms hauls in the rebound and drops the points in. Continue to score big time, both these teams. Gibson decides to bomb away again. Just get the feeling he wants to land one for his confidence, as Beale has it. The pass inside will come off okay, and Jervis should finish it with the left.
Well, Adelaide certainly didn't listen to Joey Wright. Their defensive transition has not picked up at all. Perth Wildcats doing a great job of pushing it down their throats, getting some good quick buckets.
So Perth have scored the last 4 in this game. That spits the margin, and he makes it a 3-point play. His tally getting higher and higher. He's up to 16. He's the game leader so far, Brock Modem. Here's Damien Martin. As you said, Modem's had 25, 27, 19 and 22 in his past 4 games. Best offensive player since Christmas, as Reddich's shot.
Still tight, 2 points in at 64-62. Neither team looks like they're going to slow down, keeping up this pace. Adelaide still persists, going inside. Brock Modem, another tough finish under the bucket. Takes his tally. From Brock Modem.
The pass to Daniels. Underway again. 7 minutes remaining in the third term. Great little alley from Sean Redditch. Jervis imposing himself on the game right now. Here's Gibson, great feature. Petrie through the lane, he goes for 2.
Nice buckets at both ends. That was a great finish by Tom Jervis off the nice alley-oop pass from Sean Redditch, and Anthony Petrie streaming down for a nice 2.
Pass inside again. They're confident with Jervis on the court. That time he couldn't finish the lane, but Daniels helps him out for 2. Here comes the ball movement and transition again. Barely time to rest up. Modem, outside 3. A little strong. Beale keeps it in play. Was tempted to let it roll over the line. Redditch is down behind. Daniels spins. Did he travel? No. And they'll settle things down again. 17 on the shot clock.
Someone should have been. I don't know what happened, so I don't know.
So here's Tees. Takes on Daniels. To the top of the arc. Wilson with it. Modem feels it against Jervis, doesn't he? He's made a few spin moves, and that time he a little bit of a shake and bake and took it to the hoop. He's racking him up like now. Modem with 20 points.
It certainly feels like he can take him off the dribble. He's been very aggressive to start this second half.
And here
has given it 3 seconds in the end on that one, but there's some very physical action taking place under the bucket.
Tees decides to go all himself. Couldn't finish the play. Jervis with another rebound.
Not the best shot selection on that occasion by Brendan Tees, with the much longer DeAndre Daniels right on his hip.
Jesse Wagstaff with the 2 points there. Petrie gathers it. It's really open inside. Another 2, Brock Modem. He has 22 points and 9 rebounds, the big man.
He's putting together a stellar game here. Some good passing from the bigs, Luke Schenscher and Anthony Petrie doing a great job of finding him under the bucket.
Another 2 points for Wagstaff. So they're going basket for basket at the moment as Wilson stops and pops and misses with a short one. Martin decides to go for the mismatch. Daniels off balance, and Jervis, well, Modem jumped a little early. Jervis timed it perfectly, tapped it in. It's 74-70, and we're only 5 minutes into the third term.
This pace is unbelievable. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it up. They're just going up and down so quickly. There's not Sporty's Bar watching this one, that's for sure, getting down there and supporting the team. Good following for both of these two teams, very highly followed, and great rivalry that's been set up over the last 20 plus years in the NBL between these two teams.
I'm not sure how you got in, to be honest, as Hire has it. Drives his way to the hoop, trying to get his first point since coming back from injury, but that's intact for the moment. Yet to see Luke Martin come onto the court for Perth. He's trained all week to replace Ernest Ross and was just signed today. So he's been a real journeyman in this competition, Luke Martin. West Sydney a couple of times, Cairns, Dragons, Spirit, and also Wollongong. 280 games. He's actually the second most experienced player in the Perth Wildcats team now, and the second oldest in the team, Luke Martin, so a lot of experience.
Yeah, he's a good little player. I don't know what he's been up to for the past 6 months, but he looks in pretty good shape and in pretty good shooting touch. Watching him shoot around before the game, he looks okay.
Well, he trained with Perth in the off-season, didn't get a spot on the roster, but given a second chance at it as UU has it. To Greg Hire, to Wagstaff, now to Beale. Goes inside the paint, good hands from Shencher, just got a touch on it. Gave it to the outlet of Creek. Racing down the court he goes. Jamar from three. A little short and it rattles around in the end. UU did well. Got the rebound. Here's Wagstaff on the break. He gets the two.
Nice little leak out there by Wagstaff.
Starting to move the ball quicker. The crowd getting involved as Beale has it to UU. The screen set for him. Back to UU. 4-3. Shoots away, doesn't get it. Wilson, great rebound, and off he goes again. To Petrie, through the lane. He's like that. He's got 13 points. He's had a great game. 6 of 8 from the field. He's an absolute champ. Got a couple of fouls now. In fact, 3 fouls for Petrie. Perth with the last 3 points of the game. Still hold the 4-point advantage. It was 1 at half-time. Beale now. Wagstaff rolls off the screen. Beale decides to go. Beale sitting down. Martin back on. Perth Wildcats sit in 3rd position coming into this round. Adelaide are in 5th, 8 and 11. A couple of games behind Melbourne, who are 10 and 9. Trying to hunt them down and steal 4th spot as UU goes for another bomb. Doesn't go. Wagstaff underneath and a big block.
And DeAndre Daniels after that one.
The inbound's good to Wagstaff. Daniels with 14 points, 3 rebounds. Damien Martin found himself running into a big, tall 7-footer, but somehow still got it away and dropped in the 2.
Yeah, that's a tough finish there by Damien Martin. Coming up against big Luke Shencher, just able to lob it over the top.
The baskets keep coming though for Adelaide. 79-75, that's the way to silence the 13,000 that are in the house. Martin tempted. You want that one back, no doubt about that.
Just seems to release his shot at the moment. He's not confident by the looks of it, but he's just releasing it a little bit late. He needs to get up and release at the top of his jump.
Motor was off balance as he charged his way inside the paint. Couldn't make the play. Damien Martin had a bit of a win in the lottery during the week. Won some nice cash.
Good money, did he?
Yeah, well, he's not going to retire on it, but he could probably take you and I out for lunch, let's just say.
$1 bills.
A few dollar bills, yeah, exactly. As Wagstaff fades away, swish. He's on tonight, Jesse Wagstaff. And into 21 points now. Here's Gibson. Peter Crawford, that is a massive bomb.
Big 3 there by Peter Crawford. He was a good 1.5 meters outside the 3-point line. He'll be happy with that. 1 of 4 from the field tonight, his first 3 points.
Played for the Cats between 05 and 09. It's higher, loses it. Gibson, keen to get it up the court as quick as he can. There's an opening, and there's a nice one-handed slam. Brock Bodum again.
Nice run by the 36ers, getting ahead of the play, and good recognition there by Adam Gibson. Takes his assist tally to 6. He's certainly contributing on that front. He's had some games of 10 and 14 earlier in the season.
He sure has. In fact, in his last 4 games, his Daniels shot is missed, and Creek takes a good rebound to Crawford. He's had 31 assists in his last 4 games, Gibson. He's had more assists than points, and he decides to try and add up to his points tally. And there it is.
They'd have to go to their bigs. They're the ones that are scoring at a great percentage.
Here we go, final term underway. The fans are standing, they know themselves to go all the way. And Adelaide, of course, have sort of come from nowhere. We know how good they are, but they had that streak of 7 losses. And they're on a winning roll now. Peter Crawford's shot is a little short. Jervis takes the rebounds.
Yeah, there's a lot to play for both teams. They'll put it all on the line in this last quarter. There's no doubt about that. We're in for a great one here at 81-80.
Martin keen to get it to Beale. Decides to hand it off to Redditch. They're really stagnant at the moment, Perth. Trying to look for some magic from someone. Beale can't make it go. He was the star of the grand final series. He was good in the first term, Jermaine Beale, but he's only got 10 points. Most of those came in that first half. The clock's reset, 14, 13. The pass inside good. Shencher against Jervis. He was under pressure.
Points, Petrie's on 13. Luke Shencher's on 8 at a good shooting clip as well.
So Martin delivers the ball into the front court. 1 point is the margin. Here on 1, hope you're enjoying all the action. The pass good. Redditch. Basket doesn't go. Another rebound to Brock Modem. And I jumped on Twitter earlier on. A young man by the name of Alex Taylor has given me momentum. So if I go with that, don't think that I've come up with that, okay? Because young Alex has decided that he's going to start using me some words. That's great skill. Into the corner. Crawford for 3, doesn't go. Ball comes loose. Martin off to the races he goes. The pass inside.
Oh, nice move.
Slammed it away, but he finished it with a finger roll.
Great little step around move there by Tom Jervis on the break.
Here's Creek, great feed.
Really suits your style, getting the ball up and down the court. You mentioned a couple of times, though, just that defensive transition needs to pick up.
Yeah, we got to make sure we know where their shooters are at and do a better job there. And get back and take away the easy layups. We're doing a better job of taking away the layups than we were in the first half. So we got to make sure we continue to do that.
Thanks very much, Joey. Appreciate you jumping on the headphones and having a chat to us as the ball's passed inside. Daniels.
Watching the game.
Has to be a clock running. Clock's got to run again. Clock's got to run again.
So Daniels will go to the line. He scored the 2 just before. He's trying to make it a 3-point play, and he does. So the Cats out to 5. It's been one of the bigger margins so far in the game. Adelaide got it to 7 earlier on, but Crawford shoots away.
Big 3 by Peter Crawford.
Massive. I love watching Peter Crawford play. He's such a fantastic shooter. He's probably just trying to settle into this team. Limited minutes. He's got to come on and score straight away, and this man's too feeling it. DeAndre Daniels has just quietly crept up now to 19 points.
Look, Adelaide have to shut down those lanes. You really would want to give DeAndre Daniels a 3 rather than a lane to the bucket like they've just given him there.
So here's Gibson. Decides to turn around and fade away with the jumper. Another 2 to him. 8 points for Adam Gibson.
36 is in a zone down here. Wildcats looking for some mismatches, trying to get it in through the foul line, get that penetration off the pass at the moment.
Nearly a turnover there. Clock ticking away. 7 on the shot clock. Wagstaff, long way out. That's short. Jervis, another rebound. Does well. Beale for 3. It's money.
Big 3 there by Jermaine Beale. He's been quiet since the first quarter. Takes his tally to 13 points. Wildcats 5 guys in double figures. Beale, Daniels, Jervis, Wagstaff and Redditch.
Peter Crawford is feeling hot, and he was frustrated by that one missing. Tom Jervis having a huge impact. He's had 8 rebounds. It's a couple of 3s.
Would have been nice to see that 3 drop for Peter Crawford. I think Adelaide need just that little bit extra out of that backup two-man at the moment. Brennan Tees has quietened off the last couple of weeks. Peter Crawford needs to step up, hit some of those big threes when he's open.
Perth with the last 5 points of the game. Here's Jamar. Oh, that was Jamar. Again. Rattles around a little. Daniels pulls in the boards. Gibson on him. Turnover. Wilson. Off he goes to Gibson. 4-3. Massive basket for Adelaide.
Big three there by Adam Gibson. He'll be happy to see a three drop as well. 1 of 6 from the three-point line tonight. Just needed one to possibly get him going. Brings the score back to 3.
The hook no good for Wagstaff. Defence good from Petrie. Daniels continues to work away. He gets a lot of those put-back points, doesn't he, Daniels? He keeps himself in the game.
He's just so long under the bucket too once he gets it and extends.
Another move from Jamar Wilson was also terrific. Through traffic he went in a rush, driving to the basket. Here's Daniels. Decides not to shoot. Gives it back to Beal.
That's deep.
Throughout the game. Great access from the NBL.
No surprise that Damien Martin's lined up on Jamar Wilson in this last quarter. Jamar Wilson had 16 in the last quarter last week to bring Adelaide home over Melbourne, facing a 12-point deficit going into that last quarter.
Good pass into Jervis. Daniels wants it in the post against Gibson. They're not keen at the moment to give it to him. Now they do. Gibson with the strength as he got the height. Daniels has to go with the fadeaway. Oh dear.
Nice little step back, one bounce jumper. Adam Gibson was never going to be able to get to DeAndre Daniels once he got into the shooting motion. He needed to get a piece of it on the way up. A little step back, DeAndre Daniels clearing himself enough room.
Nearly a chance for a turnover there. Adelaide still with 14 on the shot clock. Martin right in the face of Wilson. He falls over. There's an opening there if he's quick enough to get round him. Decides to shoot. He was under all sorts of pressure. Well done to Pete.
They've had to stand up on the boards. So Adam Gibson's looking like he's wanting to impose himself on this game in the last quarter. This is a big offensive play here for Adelaide. 5 points down. 3.5 minutes to go.
Wilson with it. Screen comes from Petrie. There's the opening. The reverse layup is even better than we've seen before.
He liked it too. Get into the bucket.
Daniels out of control. That's a great turnover for Adelaide now. With 3 points, the margin.
Much better defense on the drive too. They played him a bit more for the drive on that one as, oh, Jamar Wilson nearly gets a friendly roll.
We must remember too, Brett, that in the first game ever at the Perth Arena, Adelaide came over here and they won that game. That's the last time they've won here in Perth. Wildcats have won 6 against them in Perth as Damien Martin shoots away. That one rattles around.
It was closer than his last attempt anyway, that fell a metre or so short.
Here's Modem.
In a zone, but then go straight into a man-to-man defence. They're going to look to get it down low to Brock Modem at the offensive end of the court. Wildcats just need to regroup, regather in this last 2.5 minutes.
Here's Redditch, 14 on the shot clock. Tried to feed it off to Beal. Covered by Petrie now. Gibson up against Redditch. Couple of spin moves. He doesn't make that one go. Petrie dives on it and then it comes off.
In them, they've been giving teams a scare and it's easy for teams to look ahead and potentially overlook them, and they can come up and cause some real big upsets in these last couple of games of the season.
Here's Daniels. Just barges his way inside the key. Oh, Redditch. He might be getting a little older, but he continues to be a great player in this competition. We're under 2 minutes now in this game. 99 plays 97.
Good hustle on the O boards from Redditch. Adelaide have to block out. Don't give him any second shots.
Oh, great pass again from Wilson to find Modem, who's chalking his way to 30 points. Here's Daniels on the... The highest score by a visiting team in Perth in a 40-minute game was New Zealand, who scored 101 points. It was back in March 2002. But that was at Challenge Stadium.
It's a big effort for both teams to crack the 100 in the 40-point game. DeAndre Daniels looking to take his team to 100 first. He's got him there.
And that game also was in overtime, so you're seeing something special now.
The crowd on their feet, trying to chant their team home.
Wilson trying to barge his way through, came up with it, came off his foot. Continue on, 7 on the shot clock. He'll go all the way. Marvelous works his way into the pace. And he gets the second, 101 to 100s. Both teams over the century, but still some work to do with a minute to go. Here's Martin. Looks to Wagstaff, goes from long range, rattled around Petrie. Strong rebound, important rebound in the game.
Not a bad shot there by Wagstaff. He was fairly open. He, as we've said, shoots it at a pretty good clip.
Wilson again, 12 on the shot clock. Wants to take on, hoping to cement themselves for a 29th straight time. Who will come out victors? As Beal has it. Good defense from Mo.
Brock Modem just edging him towards the sideline. Then able to throw it off Brock Modem and get the ball back.
Beal with it, double team, got around Modem, over to the corner, Daniels works his way to the key, off balance, no foul call, Petrie takes his time. Petrie is short on the second, so it's a 2-point ball game with 20 seconds remaining. Beal with it, defense comes from Petrie. Pass to Daniels is off, under pressure, Modem steals it, he'll finish with a jump.
And the Wildcats need a very quick score here and then a foul, as they talked about in the break. They're either going to try and get Redditch or a 3.
Well, they did find Redditch and he did. We'll let it unfold. Hopes are well and truly alive. The inbound will come, UU towards Daniels, the buzzer will sound, and the 36ers keep their season alive. A sensational game of basketball. Over 200 points were scored, and in the end, the visitors get their second win inside this unbelievable arena. And one of the stars of the game, no doubt about that, was Brock Modem. 31 points, 13 rebounds. We'll try and